Ella was 10 years older than me, and I don't remember, my first memory, I guess, of Ella was when she was in high school. And you have to remember, she and her brothers and sisters, that from the time I remember, were raised in a 3-room house. They had a large kitchen, living room, and 1 bedroom.
Goodness.
And in the kitchen, over in the corner, they had kind of a table, covered table, and they put a wash pan on that, and that was their bathroom. They didn't have a private area that they could use, that I remember. And I remember Ella standing there and washing her face in that wash basin, and she would look in a little mirror above the wash pan, and she complained all the time about her skin. She had, I guess, a bit of acne. So she would work, and she washed her face in buttermilk. Somebody told her, you know, so she'd wash her face in buttermilk trying to clear up that acne or a breaking out on her face. So I remember her doing that, and why she was getting ready for school, and why I was there, I don't know, but I was a lot. And I guess, I was trying to remember, I think I wrote down when they moved to the Hallwell place, and they left that red house, and I don't know if Grandma and Grandpa bought the Hallwell place or if Wayne bought it for them or what, but they moved up to the Hallwell place, which is where you guys remember them living. And they had 2 bedrooms, a living room, a big dining room, and a big kitchen there. Still no running water and still no indoor bathroom, but it was so nice. And they had a cellar and a smokehouse, and then of course a big barn and all there, but so much more room and so much better than what they'd added. And so then they lived there, I guess, until after Grandpa died and Grandma moved to Okima. But Ella went to school at New York, had to go catch the bus. I don't remember her milking a cow, but I'm sure she did. But she had Jean and Wayne, you know, older and younger brother to help do some of that stuff. But she was busy in the house all the time with Grandma. But I remember her being down around the cattle and the horses, but I don't remember her riding horses or milking a cow. And she played basketball at New York, and I guess she was really pretty good. And then the coach would wash their uniforms because they were that satin, white satin, and so she'd take their uniforms home and wash them, make sure that they were nice whenever they played games. But Ella and Wayne and Jerry all played basketball at New York. I don't remember Gene playing basketball. I don't think he moved around quite as fast. And then I don't remember with Sanford. Let's see, what else can I think of about your mom? Well, she lived with us. Don't know, did you remember that?
Mm-mm.
Well, in 1943, that would be after your mom. Your mom also went to Tulsa and lived with some people that she didn't even know to go to Drone's business school. And so anyway, we went to Phoenix. We were in Phoenix until 42 or 43, and we came back to Oak Fusky, of course, then moved down to Seminole. And Ella came and lived with us we had a kitchen, living room, 1 bedroom, and a bath. We had running water.
How old was she at that time?
Me?
No, you and...
Well, I was...
She would have been 20?
Maybe, right out of...
22?
Yeah.
Okay, she went to business school after
after she got out of New York, after she
So
graduated
she's
from
probably
New York.
20 years old, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. So she worked for the utilities company down in Seminole. And so we lived in Seminole, and so she came and lived with us and slept in a bed with all 4 kids. We had a bed in the living room and a bed in the bedroom, and I don't remember where the bath was, but we had running water. And then a kitchen and a little kitchen and dining room together. And so Mom and Dad slept in the living room, on the bed in the living room. And Ella slept in bed with the 4 of us, 2 at the foot and 2 at the head. And so she lived there with us for quite a while, and then Helen Beatner was her girlfriend, and she moved in with Helen Beatner. They roomed together there in the Seminole. And so, but she and Helen would come and visit quite a bit at our house. And as a matter of fact, my daddy would make a puddle in the floor and get you to sit in front of it, and then tell you he could wipe it up before you could hit his hand with a knife. And he would grab your feet and drag you through it. And he did that to Helen when they came to visit one time. I'm sure he'd already played it on Ella, but anyway, he did that to Helen Beatner. And so then my dad died in July of 44. And Ella stayed in Seminole, and that's where she met your dad. I don't remember who introduced her. It was did he have a sister or an aunt or something that lived down there? No, Helen.
It wasn't Aunt Helen.
But anyway, Bill came home to not Seminole.
Bowlegs.
And he came home on furlough, and they introduced Ella to him then. And that's when Ella met him. I remember she dated some guys from New York when she was in high school. But I don't remember very many, coming around out to the Red House. Let's see. So then, after my dad died in 44, the Manwaring side moved Mom and the kids up to Okfuskee, and Ella stayed in Seminole, and then, of course, got married. But now she and Bill got married at our house over in Okmulgee, I believe. So they had their wedding at our house. So I've been close to Ella, like that all my life, but I didn't really get close to Ella until after I graduated from high school, and Bill was gone to Japan. Bob was he was about 2-3 years old, maybe 4. And she would call me and say, "Why don't you come out and spend the weekend?" So I'd catch a bus from downtown out to Midwest City and spend the weekend with her, catch a bus back downtown, and go back to work. And so we did that off and on, and then Bill came home, and she was expecting Nita when I got married, and I had her serve punch at my wedding. And so we just stayed close friends and got closer and closer. We got to where once a week I'd go over to her house, or she'd go over to mine with the kids. And Bill would go to the bedroom when we arrived, and we didn't care. And Doug would go to the bedroom when Ella arrived, and we didn't care. So
It was probably best.
well, they enjoyed themselves, and we enjoyed us. Do you remember when Ella and I took all of you kids in the Volkswagen to the fair?
I remember riding in the Volkswagen. Cassandra and I always got in the very back.
Well, that's on the room because she took her 4 and I took my 2, so 8 of us went in that little bug to the fair.
Oh, we'd cram in that little bug. It was fun.
So we just got to where we were together every week, and then I moved to California, and so I invited Ella and the kids, and Bill to come visit us because I was homesick, and so she planned to come. They had that Cadillac then, or you guys had the Cadillac then, and Bill did what he normally would do. Just about the time you were ready to go, he needed to stay home with his mom or for some reason. And so Ella said, well, we're going. She was going to go with or without him to California. And so he decided he would go.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her to bring coats for everybody, and this was in July in Oklahoma. And she said, you're just trying to see how much you can make me pack. And I said, no, it gets cold here at night. And they were all really glad that you brought coats to L.A. in July.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't think of it being cold.
Hmm?
You wouldn't think of it being cold in July
that
there.
When that ocean blows in there in the night, it gets really cool.
Oh.
Especially if you're outside.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, between Dub and I, we took you guys every place we could think of there and had a blast. But we had plenty of room, and it was a good time. And Ella said one of the best vacations that they had had, and I think even Bill enjoyed it. But he'd leave his car out in the driveway. We had a single drive, and when you got back by the house, you had to bend your car to get into the garage. And I drove his Cadillac down through there one time, and from then on, he drove it back in there himself because he didn't want anybody scraping. And Dub was the first one to scrape our car.
Oh.
On that. So I said I was so glad he did it and not me. Let's see. So, and Ella and I were just really close then the rest of our time because, she lost Bill and I lost Dub, and we just traveled every place. Anytime anybody invited us, we would go. We took my old 52 Plymouth and took a vacation. Went down to see Irene. We circled down through there to visit everybody, including Desi. Everybody we could imagine, and came back up through there in that little Plymouth.
I know y'all always had a good time when you traveled or did anything.
Yeah, we planned on being in the nursing home together, and I said, I know they'd come back in there looking for our bottle all the time because we had too much fun.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, and I really miss her. It's 5 years now this month?
Well, it was 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years. 23rd.
I know. I said she would have giggled if it had been on my birthday.
I wouldn't have.
No, but she would.
Yeah, she would have, but I wouldn't have.
She would have giggled if it had been on my birthday.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off then.
Okay, so that's